In this video, I'll be discussing some factors that affect the supply of a good or service in its supply curve. In an economic definition, when we talk about supply, we are referring to the amount of goods or service sellers are willing and able to sell. This could be anything like cars and shoes in terms of goods, or buses and concerts in terms of services. The quantities that sellers supply can vary based on the few factors that prevent them from either supplying more or less. Economists like to use graphs to have a better understanding of how these factors can change the market behavior and how it shifts the supply curve in the graph, which I'll touch base on in a bit. First, one of the factors to note is the number of sellers. Essentially, the more sellers there are, the more supply there is. If many businesses are selling a product, the total quantity of supply of that product increases. And when many businesses are selling that product, this creates competition. In a competitive market, it actually benefits the consumers because they are provided with more options for that product. To compete, businesses will lower the price for the product to attract customers. Another factor to consider is the price of inputs and technology. Inputs is referring to land, raw materials, labor, and machinery that produces the goods and services. If the price of inputs were to increase, the supply would decrease because businesses have to spend more money on these expensive inputs. And inversely, if the price of inputs were to decrease, this would increase the supply because businesses can produce more at a lower cost. While technology helps businesses produce these goods and services more efficiently and at a cheaper cost, which helps if the price of inputs are too expensive. As a result, the better technology, the more supply businesses can produce. The third factor is the prices of related goods. There are substitute goods that can be easily replaceable by producers to satisfy the customers. These are goods that are similar to each other and both satisfies the customer's wants and needs. A rise in the price of one substitute may cause producers to increase the supply of another because that substitute can make them more money, which result decreases the supply of the original good. There are also complement goods. Complement goods are goods that are produced together, so milk and leather both come from one resource, being cows. If the price of the complement increases, the supply of the other will increase since producers are making profit from the complement and expect the other to do the same. Another important factor to consider is the seller's expectations. Like consumers, sellers make their decisions based on their future expectations. If they think the prices of a product will rise in the future, they might reduce their current supply to wait until they can sell the products at a higher price, which is when they'll decide to produce more supply. This way they can sell their product when it's more profitable and vice versa. Now we'll take a look at how the number of sellers can affect our graph's supply curve. Let's use cars for an example. We will use car dealerships to represent the supply of cars for a town, and since they all sell a similar product, being cars, we will see that total supply of cars increase on the graph, which is shown on the x-axis here. However, because they're in a competitive market, in order to shine against one another, the total price of cars decrease because in order to compete, they'll lower the price of the cars, so consumers are more likely to choose to shop at their dealership, which is shown with the y-axis here. And that's it.